Hello, people. How you doing? I just want to give you a quick rundown on something I want to talk about. First of all, the holidays are coming up. Everybody, be careful. Be safe when you shop. Lock your car when you put your gifts in the back seat or in your trunk, and always remember where you are. But here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Joey Merlino. I want to talk about and people say, "Oh, Joey Merlino again." Yeah, because Mikey Scars said something that whether you like Mikey Scars or not, and listen, there's a lot of people on here. I hate rats. I hate informants and all that stuff. I understand that. We do not put informants on our show anymore. At one time we did, but we don't do it anymore. And but one thing that what separates Mikey Scars from the rest of the informants is this: he named his show "No Excuses." And literally, it's no excuses. I'm going to show you why here. And this is something that he says directly to Sammy Gravano. Sammy Gravano was going at Joey, saying, what a good man Mike was, and how dare him talk about Michael Francis. But here's what it comes down to: Sammy Gravano is an informant. Sammy Gravano was a drug dealer. Sammy Gravano murdered people, innocent people. That's what he was. He is like the bottom of the barrel, the low of the low. And then you have Michael Francis, who's nothing like Sammy. He's not as bad as Sammy as a human being, but the fact of the matter is, there's another guy that doesn't want to admit what he is. He will say, I only signed 1 year as an informant. You signed a contract for a year as an informant? There's no such thing as a contract as an informant. It's called a 302. But for some reason, Michael likes to call it a contract. Okay, so an agreement, a contract. No, it was a 302. It was where you were an informer, you were going to rat, and that's what you did. There's lots of times that we can look now and see where you've ratted people out that you claim that you did not rat out. And by the way, Norby Walters died. That was one of the guys you ratted out. He just recently died. But you did drop the dime on him. Okay, so here's what we got to go down to. I'm going to play this video, and this comes from Mikey Scars' channel. And the reality is, he has a huge following in Patreon, probably the largest on here out of this mob genre. He probably has the largest. If you like good product, that's where you go. He's a great content maker, and RJ makes him that much better. And his son's a good guy too. So, but here's what we're going to talk about. Mikey understands what he is. He's an informant. He destroyed a lot of lives. He put a lot of people away. He testified against John Gotti and John Gotti Jr. And John Gotti Jr. at that time was facing death penalty, and he's still, so we can't make excuses, and he will not make excuses. I'm going to show you what he means, and here we go.
Michael, what do you think about Sammy saying that Joey Merlino is a disgrace for Cosa Nostra by going in public and doing a podcast? Now, I don't know that that's true because I didn't hear him say that. So I don't want to say that.
Yes, he did say that, RJ. He actually came out and said that. So 100% he said it, just so everybody knows.
Sammy said that because I don't know. I haven't heard that. Did you hear that?
Oh, no. No, but listen now that is the truth, because it's a fair question. And if it's not true, get the eraser. We got an eraser on hand.
Okay, it figures as this goes out, but let's put it back up.
As an eraser, we go like this. What are we doing with? That's great. That's great. Attaboy. Jack. How can he call anybody disgraziado? He's the biggest. He can't call nobody a disgrace. He can't call anybody anything. So anything that comes out of this guy's mouth, and this is not just an anti-Sammy, it's just, you ratted. He ratted. He can't call nobody disgrace. It just don't even make sense. Sammy is the furthest thing from Cosa Nostra. Sammy's always been the first thing, as we see today.
You hear what he said? He said Sammy Gravano is the furthest thing from Cosa Nostra. And people, so many times you'll hear like he's the real thing. He was the real thing. He lost that. Once he decided to become an informant in 1991, he lost that ability to be called the real type of guy. He's not. He became an informant, and then he became a drug dealer with his family. That's what he became after 1991. So after 91, he lost that gangster card.
About what he was and who he was involved with Cosa Nostra. He was Cosa Mia going back before the time he even existed. It was about himself. So you see, I get a little, I can get itchy now. Yeah, I guess the blood rushes to my head, and when the blood rushes to your head, you get a little, the blood goes through, you get itchy, I guess. I find that anybody, a doctor could tell me about that, blood pressure and all that stuff. But yeah, no, Jack, it's a good question, and it's probably out there. He probably did say that, something along the lines. You wouldn't be saying if there wasn't some measure of truth to it. But he can't. He has no right. He forfeited every right, like I forfeit any right to criticize people in the street today. We have no right criticizing anybody.
Now you hear that, what he just said. He's not only saying Sammy has no right, he's saying he has no right. So he knows that's the difference between Mikey Scars and these other guys. Is he an informant like these guys? Yes, but he doesn't come out and attack people. You never hear Mikey attacking people. The only people he attacked was Sammy Gravano, because Sammy Gravano has changed history. He has told so many stories that are not true, and he has changed history. Okay, let's start this back up.
Anybody that rats, anybody who flips, whatever you want to call it. We have no right criticizing people in the street. We can have an opinion, but Joey Merlino is not a disgrace. The guy had, I don't know how many trials. The guy faced life sentences, multiple life sentences, many times, case after case. And I'm not beating Joey's drum here. So, but that's just a fact. Where Gravano flipped before he even went to trial. Because his feelings were hurt. I guess Joey has a little stronger metal than Gravano. Just a little bit, right, fellas and ladies?
And that's another thing. There's two different. Mikey Scars became an informant, and so did Sammy Gravano. I think the difference is that Mikey Scars, when he became an informant, he was broken. They broke him, and he became an informant. Sammy became an informant because he was looking for a reason to inform. He was not broken. He just wanted to go out. He did not care who he ratted on. He was probably a rat before he even got busted in 1990-91. There is some evidence of that. He's probably been a lifelong rat. Let's go back to this.
Did you like Sammy in the 80s?
Yeah. I look up to him big time. Absolutely. Again, being skeptical and tentative around him because he was starting to kill his friends. And, it was troublesome. But I still was very loyal to Sam. I was very close with him and his family, personal family, and his guys. Look, when they killed Fiala, you know whose club they went to after they killed Fiala at the Plaza Suite? I didn't know they could kill him while I would have been there. I went to the Hamptons. I had a little business out in the Hamptons. And they all came to my club. That's where they felt comfortable after they committing that murder. So we were extremely close. Sam used to deal cards at my club just for fun. He'd get bored. He'd close his club up. I had a roaring club at one time. And all Sammy's guys would come there. Stymie would come there and drink.
So that part I wanted you to play. I wanted to play only for one reason, because you see that at one time Mikey Scars had no issues with Sammy. The issues with with Mikey Scars when he came on here is that Sammy was changing history. Anywhere from the Paul Castellano shooting, where he said that him and John were in the car together. Nobody knows if that's true. That's one man's history. That's Sammy Gravano's history of what he's saying. And there's a lot of things that have been proven over time. Or if you go and read his 302s, which you can read, they are online, a lot of them, and you can read them. And they're on the Smoking Gun. And if you put in Smoking Gun, Sammy Gravano's 302s, everything will pop up. So his stories back then with the 302s, his story on Diane Sawyer's are different than his stories now. And so now you got Mikey Scars here to say, wait a minute, that's not how it happened, Sammy. I was there with you. You're lying. And he calls him out on it. And once again, he's calling him out after going after Joey Merlino, telling him, you have no right to go after Joey Merlino. Who are you to go after Joey Merlino? You're a rat. That's what you are. But what makes Sammy Gravano so much worse than these guys? Not only is he a rat, then he got together and brought his family into build a drug empire. And they were literally building a drug empire in which he was in charge of it. He'll say things like, oh, my son started it. I was getting afraid for him, so I decided to help him to make sure he's okay. And anybody that believes that story, there's something wrong with you. But this is the kind of show we need. We need somebody that's been in the life, whether you like that person or not, whether he's an informant or not. We need somebody that was in that life that can basically call Sammy out every time he tells a tall tale. And Sammy tells many tall tales. Was he a gangster? Hell yeah, he was a gangster. But in 1991, he lost his gangster card. Just like when Mikey became an informant, he lost his gangster card. Or any of these other guys that became an informant are no longer gangsters. They can't pretend to be. They informed. They gave that right up. And let me take this down and then we'll finish this off. This ain't going to be some long, drawn-out show today. I just wanted to bring that up and tell you how I feel. And I seen that. I didn't see it until today, and I just found it very interesting. And I hope that Mikey Scars continues to do that. Now, there's people here who are anti-rat. I understand you're anti-rat. I personally don't like informants. But I have had them on my show, so I can't speak too much. Well, here's what it comes down to. They are informants. But if one informant can call out another informant and prove they're lying, why not? They should all call. Remember, rats eat their own. That's what they do. A rat is a cannibal. They will eat their own. And with that, I just like to say, thank you, people. Tell me what you think. Underneath this, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that Mikey Scars has the right to call out Sammy, to tell him what he is. Does he have that right? And so people, please, if you have not subscribed, hit the like button, the reminder bell, hit the reminder bell so you know when these shows are coming. If you want to donate to the show, the Cash App is right there. If not, totally understood. Also, I have a show with Angel Gotti called My Father's Daughter on Patreon, and James and I are partners with her and Marla. So please, if you want, go over there and check it out. You can try it out for free for a little bit if you like, and then you could decide whether you want to join. We also got a wrestling channel, and as people know that I was a part of that world, I know a lot about it, and that's Wrestling with the Devil. We'll be doing a live show there very shortly, so you can join there. We'd really appreciate it. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much, and everybody have a nice day and have a nice, safe holiday.